real understanding, direct understanding of the self.
Observation and practice. I mean, I think this is where we're leading to the fruit of the practice.
Stay not upset.
Well, when the observation is at a distance, then it's not going to be that kind of direct knowing. So when and in the Theravada they don't emphasize the direct, they kind of emphasize the sort of observing at a distance. That's kind of my general sense. So there's a lot to be gained, benefits, psychological benefits in being able to observe from a distance, but then the kind of knowing, the kind of understanding that liberates. It's not enough to be observing from a distance. You have to be one with what you are observing. And so if you think of it, if we dislike something, it's really hard to be one with it. If we love something, we embrace it. So I'm talking about the love that is not the sentimental kind of love that
Passion.
Yeah, it's not the passion that I want you and I'll do anything to get you. Not that kind of passion, but just the kind of the kind of love that people do occasionally manifest. Let's say when let's say a mother has a child who is growing up, and maybe even before they are really grown up. But let's say when the child is ready to step into the world, the mother totally lets the child go, does not cling to the child, does not.
Always.
Huh? That's a tall order, yeah. But many mothers struggle with it because they have a sense of this love, that this, I want the best for my child. I want my child to be their own person, not just fulfill my wishes and my program and agenda, but really to let them be and want them to be who they are, just as they are. Isn't that love? So can we meet the self when it sneaks up, even uninvited? Can we meet it with this kind of totally accepting it just the way it is? That's the challenge, because truly you cannot know something unless you love it. Even the best scientists, who are sort of pioneers in exploring new phenomena. I've read some wonderful biographies of some great science. I remember one whose name I don't remember, but it's a woman. Plant morphology was her specialty, and the way she talked about how she looked at the forms of plants, trees, flowers, how they are structured, and the sense of wonder and amazement that she felt. And she's a scientist. The best of scientists, they love their data. And so it's not sentimental love. It's just a total willingness to accept this, whatever it is that I'm seeing now, the self, just the way it is. And so if the self's nature is to be always looking for what's in this for me, how can I enhance myself, how can I ensure my survival and security, that's the self. So can we just understand it and love it just as it is and not expect it to be something else? You know, like if you have a little child, or maybe you have a puppy, a pet, and you are training your pet to behave. Even if you love Heidegger or Descartes, you know, you wouldn't get down on the puppy for not discoursing with you about Heidegger. You see what I mean? Because you understand its nature. It's not in its nature to discourse on philosophy. So once if we can understand the self and truly see that it is not in its nature to be enlightened, it is in its nature to try to appropriate all insights and wisdoms and so on, but it's not in its nature to be enlightened, then maybe we could accept it as it is. So I'm going to stop there.